Divine Connection Marketing is a 500 Fortune company that can always connect you to the right connection. Check them out.
Businesses all across the planet are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passions, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections magazine.
Hey, great day, everyone. I'm Deloris with CEO of Divine Connections. So excited. Want to personally invite you to Divine Connections 12th magazine anniversary. We're going to have vendors and speakers and sponsors and gospel groups, and we want you to be a part. So get your ticket before February 20th to get yourself featured in Divine Connections magazine. The link below, and I will see you there. That is Saturday, March 26th. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Great day, everyone. Welcome. I am Deloris Wiz. Make sure you like and share this broadcast. How do you build an empire? You make sure you control the traffic that's coming to you and spread your good news and have a format or a system where you can stay connected to your community. Okay, so that's just a little tip. Make sure you guys like and share and make comments on this broadcast. We're going to have a lot of great information for you today, and I'm so excited to share. So let's get into it. Divine Connection is a magazine that comes out quarterly in print as well as online. I connect with different businesses, entrepreneurs, gospel artists, praise dance, moms, vendors, anyone that's doing something great in the community. We love to share and spread good news. So we will love for you to be a part of that as well. So if you have a business or if you have a ministry and you would like to advertise with us, our advertisement runs for 3 months. You can do a half page or you can do a full page and share your information to the masses. Okay, so if you're interested in that, make sure you email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. All right. So how do you stay connected? Go to our website and join our email list. Our website is divineconnectionsmagazine.com. All right. Click on join email, and then you will be in our system to receive updates and news. We also have our business Facebook page, which is Divine Connections Marketing. Make sure you follow us there. We'll also have an Instagram page at Divine Connections, and that's one word. And then you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Divine Connections, and also click the notification button there as well to stay connected of what's going on, events, interviews, making connections, great things going on, what's new. It will all be there. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification button there as well. Awesome. If you have not gotten your copy of Divine Connections magazine, make sure you go and get your copy. We have it in print as well as digital. divineconnectionsmagazine.com/subscriptions. We have connections. We have resources, different things that's going on, authors, gospel artists, events, great things that's going on. So you want to make some connections and get your copy of Divine Connections magazine. divineconnections.com/subscriptions is where you can get your copy at. If you would like to be a sponsor on the show, you have a business or product or service or resource that you want to share with the community, we have 30-second spots available for you. It will run for 3 months for 150. And before or after the interview, we will play your video. Okay. So we want people to stay connected. The more they see you, the more they are intrigued to connect with you and find out more about who you are and what you do. If you do not have a 30-second or a 60-second commercial, we would love to serve you. That is one of our services that we provide for our clients. So if you have a business, if you're in ministry, if you have a book, if you're a gospel group, if you have an event coming out, we can create a custom video just for you, 30 seconds or 60 seconds. Go ahead and email at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. Also, I am blessed and I'm honored to have written my book, The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. I've been on this journey for a while, for about 12 years now, and it has been a blessing to me. I have met a lot of people and I have grown within my own self as well as my business. Okay. So with the help of the Lord and having faith, I have written this book, and in this book are strategies of how I have built my empire. So if you want to peek in and see how I do what I do with the help of the Lord, get my book, The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. It is on Amazon, or you can go down to the link and then I will send you a signed copy as well if you use the link below. All right. So it's called The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. All right. Next on the agenda, I am so excited because Divine Connections 12th magazine anniversary is just around the corner. It will be Saturday, March 26th at 11 a.m. at Beyond Measure Ministries, 904 East Main Street in Hall River, North Carolina, which is really close to Burlington. It's exit 150. And we're going to have vendors, we're going to have sponsors, we're going to have speakers, we're going to have gospel groups, and we're going to bring everybody together to network and worship and support one another. And then we're going to focus on women and have some great dynamic speakers on sharing you their experience and things they've been through and things they have come out of, and just some good wisdom tips, okay, for women as well. And men, you're invited as well. So everyone is welcome. Tickets are $45 and you'll get some little treats with that. So go ahead and get your ticket at divineconnectionsmagazine.com/events. Okay. And we would love to see you there. If you would like to be a sponsor and you're not able to be at the event and you want to be connected and we can promote your business as well, we have those options as well. So just email me at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. All right. Awesome. So I am so excited. We have a special guest on today, and I really want you to tune in to hear what she has to say because she has some great alternatives for you when you're going through different things. So let me bring her on in. Great day. How are you?
Good. Thank you for this opportunity to be on your program.
Oh, you are very welcome. I am so glad that you are here because you have some great information to share with us. But first, let's introduce yourself. Tell people who you are and where you're from.
Yes. So my name is Dr. Shawn Dalton Bethea, and this is just a little bit about me.
Sure.
I grew up in rural West Virginia. I was the second of 8 kids. They actually called us a Dalton clan. Alfonso III was my oldest brother. We called him A3 for short. When he was 7, he was involved in a freak bicycle accident, and that caused post-traumatic seizures. He had to take Dilantin and phenobarbital. Well, who made sure he took his meds? My parents or me? I actually started when I was 6. My brother, Michael, who was 3 years younger than me, had bad asthma. He had to take a Proventil inhaler, albuterol nebulizers, theater sprinkles. Did my parents make sure he took his meds or me? Well, I started that when I was 8. So while my family was expanding the family, my parents, I was Sister Shawn, pharmacist, nurse, and more. But one day when I was 14 and my younger sister, Hannah, was 4, she had an intense asthma attack. And I remember she was sitting on the toilet in my parents' bathroom. I was giving her albuterol nebulizer treatment. My mom had her hands on her chest and her back, praying in tongues, but Hannah's air wasn't moving sufficiently. So I quickly moved to the kitchen and called EMS. Now, we lived in DC, deep country. We waited and waited. EMS never came. My dad wrapped and scooped up Hannah's coolant body, which was turning blue, put her in our wood pinto station wagon, and sped over the mountain to Boone Memorial Hospital with my mom, leaving me standing there with 6 scared siblings praying, please, Jesus, don't let Hannah die. And
Yeah.
he did not disappoint. I knew then that I would become a medical doctor, and exactly 14 years later, I did. So
Wow.
that's how I got into medicine.
I love that. I love that. And having faith in God and everything, and then actually being that keeper or that person to actually have to connect and deal with things at the time. That's phenomenal. And so I want to get into exactly what it is that you do.
Yes.
You could help a lot of people.
Mhm.
And we're going to talk about the importance of medicine, but then the importance of what you do as well.
Correct. So one area of my practice that I really love, it's called regenerative medicine therapy. And it really boils down to what God actually put within our blood, particularly within our plasma and our platelets. Many people are not aware that our plasma and platelets house what's called bioactive proteins or regenerative growth factors. And these factors are capable of repairing, say, a rotator cuff tear, repairing a cartilage tear within a knee, repairing a labral tear within a hip, even a person who has a pinched nerve that has symptoms down the arm. The platelet-rich plasma is capable of growing new protective tissue that we call myelin coating all the way along the length of the nerve, from whether it's the neck all the way down to the tips of the fingers or the back all the way to the toes. So it's been very rewarding to see these changes in patients, and it's allowing patients not to have to get steroid injections or like synthetic cartilage injections, and it's definitely keeping people off the route of opioids, because unfortunately we know where that typically segues. But yeah, we do really have the power within us to heal ourselves, and it's a very simple, straightforward procedure. And we've got a little clip here for some explanations to the audience.
Awesome. So let's share this clip. All right, hold tight. All right, is it on there? Okay, very
It
good.
is, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're here with Bobby Boyd for PRP treatment of his right shoulder. And you have anything to say, Mr. Boyd, before we start?
Looking forward to it. Best doctor does this procedure for me whenever I'm in. So in any kind of pain, I come to see her because she gets rid of it. 100%.
Thank you, Bobby.
Let's go.
All right. So Bobby has been dealing with pain in his shoulder. So we're going to be focusing on first the PRP in the posterior portion of the joint space. So we're going to activate that now with calcium chloride and some 2% lidocaine. That's what we're doing at this time. Right, and that is activated. And inject here posteriorly. All right, Bobby. I'm injecting here posteriorly. This is going to be that needle stick into the glenohumeral joint space. And you're going to feel that go from the posterior aspect to anterior to the front. You doing okay?
Yeah.
All right. Spreading through there, so pressure is the only thing that you should feel. And coming out there. All right. Doing okay?
Yep.
All right.
I have to learn to breathe
You have to learn.
when I'm doing this. Next time I get a needle, I always look. I have to catch myself holding my breath.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna now focus on the bursa area. So yeah, we're just activating more platelet-rich plasma with the calcium chloride. Put that in that bursa area right below where the supraspinatus tendon overlaps. All right. needle stick here. All right. Doing okay?
Yep.
All right. This is going into what we call it subacromial bursa. And your supraspinatus tendon comes out here, and there's typically overlap with irritation between the two. All right, so coming out there. And still doing okay?
Yep.
All right, you breathing?
I'm
Don't have to
breathing.
tell yourself to breathe.
I tell myself to breathe when you're doing it.
All right, well, home stretch now.
Long stretch.
Yep. That bicipital groove is what we call it. And again, in that area too, you can have pain from labral irritation from the shoulder joints. So we are just activating the last bit of PRP here. All right. And put that in the front. All right, so this is it here. Again, right through here. Right, so this is that needle stick. And so pull back there. All right, so we're injecting right along here. Still doing okay?
Yep.
All right. So that bicipital groove. And that is it. That's it, Mr. Boyd.
Take it like a champ.
That's right. All right.
All right. Wow. Woo. Woo.
Yeah, Mr. Boyd, he's a bodybuilder, so he, with the upper extremities, he usually lifts about 400 pounds. We treated his low back as well, and he leg presses like 900 pounds, and yeah, he's only had one treatment in those areas since 2018, so it's very successful even in people who put all of that force on their joints and their muscles.
Awesome. So with that, is it repairing the muscles? What exactly is going on once you?
So that's a good question. So in Mr. Boyd's case, what he was dealing with is what's called rotator cuff tendonitis. So he did have some partial tearing within the tendon that connects what's called the infraspinatus muscle through here, and then the supraspinatus, the tendon that connects through here, he had some partial tearing. So that's why we inject it into those locations, because the bioactive proteins, they actually seal in the tendons and creates new tendon fibrils, so that as long as a tendon is not retracted from the bone that I can see on the MRI study, it completely heals it. So really there's no reason for patients to have to jump to rotator cuff repair unless they have some crazy bone spur that's pushing up into the tendon and tearing it, because that's another contraindication for regenerative medicine therapy, because the PRP won't go in and liquefy the spur. You have to have that decompressed by a surgeon.
Wow, awesome. Now, so is that only with the medicine with the needle that can be repaired like that?
So with the PRP, I mean, it's capable of addressing other areas. For example, people who have carpal tunnel syndrome that have a lot of like numbness or aching or even weakness within this area. All it takes is 1 cc of the platelet-rich plasma put here. And we've learned over time that we need to put some at the base of the wrist because of the grip being affected. And that has been capable of resolving weakness. And when weakness is present, it usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the weakness to completely resolve. But from a pain relief standpoint, that's usually within about a week to 10 days. And it continues to get better and better because, again, this is a proliferative growth process. So you're growing new healthy tissue, whether it's along the nerve root, whether it's in the joint. So the cells, they're very smart cells. They grow into the tissue where it's injected. So you're not going to have, knee cartilage growing in your shoulder.
Right. So do you help people? You said something about back, and what about knees?
Yes. So knees are more common for treatment than the shoulders. And that's even populations of patients who've been told that, oh, you need to have a knee replacement. That's actually our more common population for patients who've been told that particular treatment option, but they don't want to go that route. So the PRP is capable of giving them that cushion back to their joints, and they're able to walk and go upstairs and stand and do the things that they need to do. Yes.
So if they had like bone on bone, like at the knee.
Yes, so that's what we consider severe degeneration, where your femur bone is connected, pretty close contact with the tibia and the fibula. Yeah, so the bone on bone is what we would consider severe degenerative changes to the knee joint.
Okay, so you would do a process like that, maybe 3 needles. Would it be have to be needles? How does that work for the knee?
Oh, it's just one. It's just
Oh,
one. So with the shoulder, the difference with the shoulder is that it actually has 4 different components to it. So Mr. Boyd, he didn't have any pain from this particular portion of the shoulder joint. We call it the AC joint. It's the acromion and the clavicle that connect together. But for the shoulder, it's usually either 1 or 4 areas that have to be treated versus the knee. We go in from the side of the angle, and it spreads completely through the knee. So you don't have to inject on each side of the knee.
okay. So and then how long does it take about recovery for like a knee like that?
Patients can go back to work the same day. So that's
Oh,
the other neat thing about it. The downtime for it is extremely minimal. Folks who really have to be cautious is in Bobby's population, who they're so eager to get back to their weights, because we do suggest that people cut back their percentage of their weightlifting capacity just to give the tissue time to proliferate in those areas. But other than that, it's going back to your regular activities, and then the relief gets better and better as the tissue grows, because we call it's a cellular process. It's not like steroids that target inflammation. The regenerative medicine process is actually treating the root cause.
oh yes,
Yes.
awesome, awesome. So
Mhm.
how long does it take? Do they have to keep coming back a couple of times, or
Well, that
depends
is
on
the
their
cool
body?
thing as well. Since I've had the opportunity to provide this since 2015, the vast majority of our patients are getting 3 to 5 years relief from one session.
Hmm.
Yes, because I've personally had it done for rotator cuff tear in this right shoulder. And I was one of those ones that was supposed to undergo carpal tunnel surgery because this hand had gotten so weak. But yeah, God brought that across my path, so that in July of 2016 is when I had this treated and no need for surgery in my shoulder as well. So now I'm almost, 6 years out. So I'll never ever get steroids. If I have pain that comes back in those areas, I'm
Mm-hmm.
having my blood drawn up and spun down, and I'll have my platelet-rich plasma put back in those areas.
So you talked about platelets and plasma.
Yes,
Let's talk
yes.
a little bit about that.
Hmm. Well, so that's the yellow stuff that you saw in the vials of the video. That is the platelet-rich plasma, because that's the component that we separate off from the whole blood. Because of course, the whole blood is the dark reddish property. So what that does, it goes down to the bottom of the tube that we put in the centrifuge, and the platelets and the plasma rise to the top, and that's what we use a special syringe to pull that off and separate it, and that's what we place, whether it's into the joint, or into the carpal tunnel, or into the spine. So we specifically just use the platelets and the plasma, because the whole blood doesn't have those regenerative factors to it.
Wow, awesome, awesome. I love what you're doing. And just for people
Mhm.
to have an alternative,
Yes.
so what would you say to a person that maybe go to the doctor and the doctor tells them they need to have surgery?
Well, I would say, yeah, don't jump to that, because yeah, God puts these capabilities of healing ourselves, and it's just not out there in the community. And part of that reason is with the steroid companies, they really want to keep this silenced, because okay, if you're not getting steroids injected, that's minimizing their profits. And then
Mm.
unfortunately, some of my colleagues, my surgical colleagues, are fearful that regenerative medicine is going to take away their surgical business. But I tell those colleagues, you need to learn these procedures for yourself, so that you can provide these other options for your patients. So there's tug of war on both the physician side and the steroid company side. So my husband says the steroid companies, they just need to invest into regenerative medicine options, and they should, because for example, with the steroids, that's something that diabetics really shouldn't be taking. So why not do regenerative medicine therapy that's coming from your own body, has their growth factors, and is capable of getting to the root cause and not, spiking your blood sugar.
Wow, awesome. So what also about, a lot of people have to have hip surgery for what?
Mhm.
Does that work the same for hips?
Yes, ma'am. So the tissue in the hip, that's called the labrum. So the labrum does have the capability of regrowth as well. And again, even if a person has been told that they have bone on bone contact, I would encourage them not to jump to that immediately, because our bodies truly are capable of regrowing the tissue that we need to get that buffer back between the head of the femur and what we call the acetabulum up to the pelvis.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love what you do. So let's if someone is interested in connecting with you, tell them how they can connect.
Sure. So feel free to call the office. We're open early at 7:30. We're open Monday through Thursday, just closed from 12 to 12:30 for lunch. And if you're one who is really busy and really don't have a lot of time to call, then definitely shoot us an email to info@gsorejuvenation.com. That's checked very regularly. And even after hours, like here in the evening, I'll be checking that to see what's popping through there, and also over the weekend. And definitely check out the website, because that'll give you lots of information about regenerative medicine therapy, not only for the treatment of spine, it has capabilities in other areas like growing hair and
Mm,
giving people volume back to whether it's their face or neck. It helps with diminishing scars, with sexual health. So there's a lot of neat things going on with regenerative medicine.
I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. So if you guys are interested, if you got problems with your shoulder, let's see, your back, your hip, your knee, and what else?
Um, elbows, I mean, ankles, it's applicable to all of those areas. Hmm.
Awesome, awesome. I would definitely reach out to her if you have questions. I'm sure she's open to answer them
Hmm.
as well. But this is a great alternative where you don't have to per se get on the traditional medicine or traditional surgery, as some people may say. This is an alternative to help your body build back the natural cells
Yeah.
that it's used to having for you to have total function in your body. And that
Mhm.
is phenomenal all by itself. And then, of course, if you are diabetic, go a little bit more in that too as well.
Yes. So with diabetes and those who get steroid injections, the problem with that is that it can cause the your insulin sensitivity to be off balance, which the insulin responsibility comes from the pancreas. So for folks who are getting consistent amount of injections, whether it's for knees or shoulders, all that stacks up, and it affects a patient to the point where they're hemoglobin A1C, which checks the blood sugar over 3 month periods of time, gets elevated. And so steroids is a problem, and it really should be avoided in patients who are been diagnosed with diabetes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is phenomenal information. Do you have anything else to share before we do words of encouragement?
Well, again, speaking about diabetes, there's ways to even get patients off of those
Yeah.
medications, and even blood pressure medicines and cholesterol medicines, through more natural approaches as well. So we do that in the office to, again,
Okay.
help just the whole wellness of the patient.
Awesome. And so, do they have to have insurance for that? How do you go about with payments as far as
So
that?
that's a good question. Unfortunately, right now, there's a policy that Medicare has in place since March of 2005, which pretty much still states that wellness and preventive measures is not medically necessary. So that's the problem, because health insurance companies follow Medicare guidelines. So that's the issue with trying to get wellness and prevention covered. But for patients who have things like FSAs, HSAs, there's no issues with that. And the treatment is affordable. So we work with patients as well, because we'd rather, again, patients go the more natural route, fixing the root of the problem, than just masking things.
Awesome. Do you do like a consultation at first if they're interested in something, or maybe they're diabetic, they might want to try a different direction?
Yes, ma'am. So we do consultations. However, we find that with a lot of patients with the regenerative medicine therapy, if they've already had their X-rays or MRIs and they're ready to go, they'll come in directly for that procedure and just bypass the consultation altogether. We'll just send them their new patient paperwork to complete so that we have that history. But a lot of patients skip the consultation altogether after they've reviewed the information on the website.
Awesome. And leave us with the word of encouragement.
Well, again, from this regenerative medicine therapy, from the verse in the Bible, Psalms 139:14, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And I absolutely believe that. And I see that day in and day out in medicine. And I just love this portion. And yes, I just believe we're all just fearfully and wonderfully made. There's just so many things about us that we can tap into if we just know about it.
That's right. Awesome. Well, we thank you for sharing the information that you have, because this is definitely a blessing to so many people. And how long have you been in business doing this?
So I've had the opportunity to provide regenerative medicine therapy since 2015. So I actually have the most expertise in the state of North Carolina.
Come on. Yes. Awesome. So y'all, this is a secret y'all may or may not know of. There is an alternative. If you're diabetic, if you have bone to bone in your knee, carpal tunnel, is that right? Shoulders, hips. I would highly recommend you guys at least give her a call. Go to the website, check it out. You never know that you might have to go through all of those surgeries and have another alternative to live your best life. All right. So thank you so much for coming on and sharing that information. And she's right in Greensboro, North Carolina, y'all. So excited about that. I am Deloris Williams with Divine. Do you have anything else you want to share before we leave?
I'll just thank you for this opportunity to help educate the community, because that's how it spreads.
Yes.
Word of mouth.
For sure that. So thank you for coming. I am Deloris. You're welcome. I am Deloris Williams with Divine Connections. Make sure you stay connected to the number one divine connector, which is Jesus Christ. And thank you all for coming on. Make sure you like and share this broadcast. Anybody that have any of these concerns and issues, trust and know. Make sure you share this information. That's what we're here for. All right. So hold tight, and we're going to go to our sponsors. Okay.
Hey, we've got exciting news from Divine Connections Marketing Services. Now you can create your own custom video commercial for your business or organization. It's time for you to win. Your product or service is someone's solution. So get the attention of your potential customers now. Choose from a 30 or 60-second commercial today. Just email us at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com and we can get started. Connect today and let's get started making your custom video commercial now.
Hey, great day, everyone. I'm Deloris Williams with CEO of Divine Connections. So excited. Want to personally invite you to Divine Connections 12th magazine anniversary. We're going to have vendors and speakers and sponsors and gospel groups, and we want you to be a part. So get your ticket before February 20th to get yourself featured in Divine Connections magazine. The link below, and I will see you there. That is Saturday, March 26th. Talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Divine Connections Magazine. Get major exposure for your business. Is someone looking for your service? Do you need networking? Are you a gospel artist or a ministry? Do you have a major event that you want to promote? Divine Connections Magazine has the solution for you. We can distribute to residents, businesses, churches, and online. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your marketing locally and around the world. Find out more about us at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. Get your spot in the next issue of Divine Connections Magazine by emailing us for details at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at Divine Connections Marketing. Follow us on Instagram at Divine Connections.
Let's get it started now.